ahead and rewrite history. We are going to tell the complete facts, complete truth. We are not going to be biased when it comes to this story. Now, if you guys remember, Bodak Yellow went #1, and Nicki Minaj went ahead and congratulated Cardi B. While Nicki Minaj was congratulating and bigging up Cardi B, Nicki Minaj was also getting ready to get into a big rap battle with Remy Ma. Now, this had absolutely nothing to do with Cardi B. She had no type of play, no type of hand in, nothing that happened between Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj. However, Cardi B did go up on that stage when they was doing a funeral for Nicki Minaj. So that was like strike #1. However, Nicki Minaj still spent the block and did Motorsport with Cardi B. The Migos and all of them. Y'all remember Motorsport? Watch Man. Then you should watch Mouth. Cardi B went and did an interview and said, nah. She changed her verse. That's not the first verse that I heard. That's not the original verse. Nah. Unprovoked. She unprovokedly, if that's even a word, went and told the interviewer, nah, that wasn't the first verse that she was supposed to put out that I first heard. She went back in the studio and she changed her verse when she heard my verse. She tried to play Nicki Minaj, when in all reality, the conversation was that they had a conversation behind the scenes, and it was said that Nicki Minaj was asked to take Cardi B's name out of her verse. So it was a request, and Nicki Minaj respectfully went ahead and accepted the request and decided to change Cardi B's name to Quavo at the very end. Remember, she said, if Quavo the QB, then I'm Nick Lombardi. But originally, it was, if Cardi the QB, I'm Nick Lombardi. Fast forward, I think that really did hurt Nicki Minaj's feelings, because Nicki Minaj was like, yo, I kind of did you a favor by, respecting your request, and you going to go on the interview and kind of throw shade at me? Like, that's crazy. But still, it was all love. When Cardi B popped out pregnant, about to go ahead and do her first album, look, this picture is from Nicki Minaj going ahead and showing her love. And then the tweet. So allegedly, Cardi B came out and she said Nicki Minaj liked a tweet of somebody disrespecting her daughter, which then led to the big Harper's Bazaar moment where Cardi B threw the shoe at Nicki Minaj. Now let's just pause right there. Do y'all not understand that Cardi B later came out and said that she made a mistake pretty much, and that Nicki Minaj never liked anything pertaining to her daughter? So that right there tells you Nicki Minaj was not the problem. Nicki Minaj did not start with Cardi B. Cardi B mistakenly looked at a troll account, thought it was Nicki Minaj, and assumed that it was Nicki Minaj, which then in turn had a domino effect, which led to everything else we've been seeing.
Respond when people ask me, they're gonna assume that it's real, and then they're gonna run with it. And I don't lie on people. I don't lie on people, and I'm not gonna let a narrative go that is just not true. What's wrong with that? It's not discussed. It's me telling people it is a lie. It's false. The fuck? Y'all would have loved it if I would have entertained it, and if I would have been like, yes, it's true. Yes, it's true. They did set this to micromade about my kid. No, that's not true. So I told people that shit is false. That is a troll. That's a troll account.
So even Cardi B herself came to the realization that she was wrong when it came to alleging that Nicki Minaj liked some type of false troll tweet or posted some tweet or whatever the case may be when it came to her daughter. So when people say Nicki Minaj is starting with her for no reason, no, this dates all the way back to the beginning when Cardi B thought that Nicki Minaj was liking tweets and being shady, when in reality it was false. Which then led to the shoe being thrown at Nicki Minaj, and from there it's always going to be up. You're not going to throw a shoe at me and then think that we're going to be friendly. And then throw shots at me in music and all of that and think that we're going to be friendly. That's not how this works. And then if y'all want to be real, fast forward to 2024, Cardi B and Hennessy was allegedly on Twitter throwing shade at Papa Bear for not being able to read or write or talk and being nonverbal, allegedly. And if y'all want to say, oh, nah, they wasn't talking about that, it's funny that now all of a sudden, come to today digging age, Cardi B is throwing out that she got information about Papa Bear's medical history and shit like that. But you wasn't being shady back in 2024, right? But now you all of a sudden got medical history, right? So when y'all say, oh, Nicki Minaj is doing all of this for no reason, no, you have to look back and look at the beginning, the middle, and now look at where we are now. Nicki Minaj is not just jumping out and attacking this woman for no reason. This woman literally threw a shoe at Nicki Minaj for no reason after standing shoulder to shoulder with her at the Harper's Bazaar event. They were literally shoulder to shoulder, right? Like Cardi B was like arm length. They could have easily had a conversation, talked, fought, whatever Cardi B wanted to do, but she waited until security was around to get hyped. There was never no real beef with Nicki Minaj because Cardi B know that all of that was fake and it was made up in order to prop her career up, and she ran with it. But without being biased, like I said, I'm just putting the facts out there. Cardi B definitely started with Nicki Minaj first. Nicki Minaj just ended it, and Nicki Minaj is just finally putting a stamp on, yo, it's a wrap. After I finish addressing you with this, we don't need to go back and forth no more. It's over with. Leave this shit alone. Like, yo, you a culture vulture. You yo, just leave it alone at this point. But if you didn't know the backstory, that's pretty much your backstory on how the beef between them started. It started with a troll account creating a fake like or whatever the case may be with Nicki Minaj persona and making Cardi B believe that it was Nicki Minaj being shady when in all reality it wasn't. And that's what went ahead and transcended this beef to go through the roof, because everything that happened after that was a result of that one incident. But do y'all think that we really would have got a Nicki Minaj and Cardi B tour and album if they would have behind the scenes been able to get along? Or do y'all think that an album and tour with Cardi B and Nicki Minaj was never going to happen? Who would y'all like to actually see Nicki Minaj do an album and a tour with as a female rapper? If you couldn't be biased, pop your shit in the comments. Let's